Good morning. Thank you for being here. It's Friday, August 28th, and we had the full moon lunar eclipse last night or this morning, wherever you are in the world. I think it peaked around 11:30 to midnight where I am, and of course I was asleep. I tried to stay awake a little bit, and I saw a sliver around 9 p.m. getting into the shadow. And it was in one part of the world, one part of the sky, and then I woke up. It was over here and full and bright again. So that was my experience of the lunar eclipse. And then this morning when I was meditating, what came through was like this, I'll just say it, birthing yourself. It feels like and then I was like, wow, that's pretty neat considering what we've been through this past month. At least what's been coming through on this channel is like this middle space. And of course that feels like now it was a womb, or it continues to be. So, and it feels like that space where you're waiting and you're intentionally growing something. It's like co-creating. So it's like you have the intention to like do what's in the best interest of your body and what you're growing while the forces at work and the magic of our DNA and this biology do what they know how to do. And so you're co-creating this experience. And so take that as it resonates with where you are in your life and what seeds you've planted up to now, and that you're kind of holding that space and trying to have the patience. It feels like a lot of patience and not just falling into old habits, and really seeing things for what they are, so that you know, oh, that's that slippery slope I go down. I'm not going to do it right now. I'm just holding. And so it's felt like a lot of things that kind of fit in that realm, or under that umbrella. And so what came through, oh gosh, do I have a tissue? No, yes, I do. So what came through this morning was the phrase birthing yourself. And I was like, well, that's weird. Like, how does one birth oneself? And so what it didn't feel like was more inner child work that we had already done. I feel like you've been one to already explore that. It could be a little more of that, but it's not the intensity like it was. This, what came through, I'm getting all the chills now. Here it comes. It feels like the way you nurture a child is like in bite sizes for just what they can ingest, what they can take in what their capacity is, and in the way that they can take it in. So for example, you don't feed a brand new baby a PB&J sandwich, you get a jar of baby food. You know, it's that kind of idea. It's like the essence of what you're trying to do or nourish is there. It just takes a different form and a different quantity. And that thing about quantity is coming back. So what this feels like is when you're birthing yourself, it's like, what is the essence of these things that you want to create, that you want to bring into your life, that will nourish you? So for example, what came to mind was like the way that the old paradigm up to now maybe has been like balls to the wall. Somebody said that recently. I was like, balls to the wall, what a phrase. Of course I've heard it before, but it was just funny in that moment. And it's like like for example, well, if I'm going to commit to working out, my elbow popped, then I've got to go ham. I got to go an hour, and I've got to hit every major muscle group. And then on Tuesday, I got to do the opposing muscle groups, and I got to do another hour. And it's like, who says? And is that what your body can take in right now? Is that for like, what are you trying to achieve? And is there some ideal that you're trying to reach? Is that clear in your mind? Great, go for it. If not, then what standards are we holding ourselves to? And is that dictating what we feel we can take in right now? So this whole idea about essence, the way it was coming through was like, it's signals and essence. Okay. So signals what that was coming through like was the way you do a little bit of one thing and it signals to your biology, to you, to your child self, to that part that says, I'm looking to you for showing me how to be in the world. Like a child looks up to you, right? To say, oh, you know, like, what are you going to impart onto that child that says, this is the way the world works and this is how to navigate it for the best possible outcome. And like, you don't just lay out, like, you don't get out a whiteboard and do some algebra. You know what I mean? It's like you do experiential, tangible kinds of things that have the essence of the lesson. So in your life, instead, like if you take that workout thing, because it's simple, it could be like, okay, get on a yoga mat and like do some cross body stretches to signal to your body, like, I care about us. As if you're two things. I care about myself and I'm going to show it that today I only had 5 minutes and I was able to show my body, I was able to signal to it that I care about it. I care about me. This is self-love. I only have 5 minutes and I was able to do a few little stretches. I was able to like do a couple crunches, like whatever, do a pigeon pose, anything. So it has the essence of what you are trying to show, that of the greater lesson, right? Of the greater feeling, which is like self-love, self-care, nourishment, wellness, health, vitality. And it's like something, it's like maybe we're turning into this paradigm of we're able to hear those things. They resonate better now. Meaning in the old paradigm, it was like, no, you've got to do an hour. You got to like go work with the heavy weights, you know? And it's like, well, who said an hour is the ideal time? And in fact, there's new research that's come out about like women. Of course, I get that in my feed, like women of my age, of course, and going through menopause and all of that. It's like what they're finding for cardio is not even like long, intense stretches or long, mild stretches. It's like the, what is it, like 10 minutes at a time, like a few times. Like you can do shorter stints and like bang it out in less than 20 minutes. If that, and it has an even greater effect that they're finding than all the other things that have come before. And grain of salt, we know that new information keeps coming out that flips everything on its head. It continues to flip forward in time. So that's why I feel like feeling into what is the essence of the thing you're trying to birth for yourself. And then what do you signal? Like, what are you going to do to signal that that's what we're doing? That's the direction we're headed. And that's what we're growing. So this is like that element of birthing yourself means treat yourself like a little new baby in the world and says, who cares what came before? What is the essence of what I'm teaching myself now? What's my child self? How does it want to grow up to learn to be in this world going forward? So there's something about that. I got to stay close on time, but what I wanted to do, I just got to figure out what deck we're going to use. It feels like this one. Okay, fine, we'll do that. So, and then I have a new to me, Oracle deck, Wisdom of the Oracle. I don't know why I didn't have this one until now, but things only come into our lives when they're ready, right? And I was ready. And I researched it and found it, and I was like, oh, it's here. So we'll pull a card from the Oracle deck. Okay, so we have the Two of Pentacles and the Six of Cups. This Six of Cups is exactly the vibe of what I'm talking about. Of course it would show up. The Two of Pentacles is like, what am I trying to anchor in my physical reality? That's how I take the Two of Pentacles, not Two of Cups, Two of Pentacles. The Six of Cups is this, what are you gifting your child self? What are you gifting your child self? This is like, I can't believe this came out, but it's too good. It's too cohesive. Okay, so what I wanted to do is just grab a little message for today about what is what is it? What are we doing today? It feels like if we're like after the holding space of maybe it's the eclipses, but it's definitely been this last month, at least of August, we did a lot of shedding and like uprooting and things like that, questioning and prior to August. And then somewhere around the August, again, it might be different for each of us, like we went into that hold into the womb. I think we even used that analogy before. And now it feels like we're just birthing. We're in the process of birthing that child self. And what essence, what are we signaling to that child self? What little nuggets, in what amounts will like plant the new seeds for that child to then like be different in this world. Okay. We have the Knight of Swords, challenged by the Devil, with an overall energy of the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands being the card of all of the energies supporting us in a certain direction. So it's like the things we can look out for, like what opportunities can we seize? Because everything is like, it's like getting in the jet stream, you know, to be carried farther, faster than you could have otherwise. So I wonder what that has to do with how that kind of plays into like the birthing. It's almost like, it's like these little signals, like they have an amplifying effect. Oh, interesting. The Knight of Swords. So, oh my God, I just realized this. You have the 2 out of 3 cards. You have the 2 fastest energies in tarot. So we kind of predicted this. I think we said like coming out of this hold, we'd be like, woo, you know, and that's why we held, is because we're going to seize these opportunities and be propelled farther, faster than if we said this the other day, many, many times this month, that if we had diluted our energy, if we had leapt too soon, there'd just be more in the way and it would just be the same pace or slower that we've always gone. Pace, take that as an analogy of like how that fits in your life. Maybe there would have been more obstacles to whatever you're trying to do. More challenges, just more friction, more resistance. And this is about, now we're in the element, we're in the energy of seizing the opportunity of less resistance. Get in the jet stream. It almost feels like that should be the title. Please help me remember that. And then the Devil is in the challenge area. So we're going to clarify that. But first, let's get a couple other cards. I wish I had a clock in here. Mine's not working and I'm worried my client's going to come in the middle of a tarot reading. Okay, we have 6 of Cups came back out. We knew it would, didn't we? So the 6 of Cups, what are you gifting? What are you imparting? Like even there's this energy of like imparting like a gift, like imparting a gift. It's like, what's interesting to me about the depiction here is like, the older looking person, these are both you, by the way. The older looking person is smaller in stature. The younger looking person is larger in stature. So there's this element of like the inner you, outer you, or the yous through time. So it's like, what is your inner child gifting to it's like, what does your inner child feel? Like it's gifting you and as your older physical self. So you can think of it that way too. It's like your inner child, that part that wants to be fresh and new in the world again, is like, this is what I desperately want. This is what I need. And in this amount, you know, that's kind of like that gift to you as the older person is like, oh my God. And then you as the older person can turn around and give that to your child self. So there's like that. Oh, I just love that card for that reason. Let's see what else we got. We have the 4 of Swords. This is your card of self-nurturing. That's what we're talking about. I don't think I have to explain that anymore. Although it's like usually seeking your higher wisdom. And then we have the 10 of Pentacles. So this is your greatest fulfillment. What do you want to build in this world for your ultimate happiness? This is also, I like to think of the card of family, of generations, of intergenerational themes. So it's something that we'll see what happens there if we can get a chance to clarify like how that fits in your life. But just know it's for your greatest good. Like this is what you're building for the long run, to pass through time, whether it's just for you or your loved ones or both. And then we have the High Priestess. This is the card of you trusting your intuition and your inner guidance system. I guess I'm shuffling after each one, and that feels good today. And then we have the Knight of Pentacles. This is you planning, strategizing, and taking action for the long run. This is you taking steps toward that 10 of Pentacles based on your inner guidance system. So that's in alignment. And it all is coming down from you tapping into what your higher self, inner knowing is really telling you. What are those signals? And then finally, we have the King of Pentacles. You guys, this is wild because you have the 10 of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, King of Pentacles. This is all about you're on the path. You're already taking the steps. This isn't like Ace or Page of Pentacles, which is like, oh, there's a new opening coming. This is like, oh, once I start doing this gifting, nourishing work, the inner child, getting in the Jetstream work, then this is where it's leading. There's no other choice, right? Why would it lead anywhere else? I do want to clarify the devil because that's what's standing in our way a little bit from getting in the Jetstream. And what can we learn from what's standing in the way? Because the devil is about releasing any remaining attachments or self-limiting beliefs or behaviors, ideas, anything that is keeping us chained outside the Jetstream. We have the 8 of Pentacles and Strength. Is there something about, that's what came through, like balls to the wall is the antithesis, sorry for that phrase. I don't even know where it came from, but the balls to the wall is the antithesis of consistency, isn't it? Small dose consistency. The 8 of Pentacles is small dose consistency in mastering the habit of showing up every day, gifting the little ingestible nuggets, like in the right dosage. And strength means it's going to take a lot of restraint to keep from like going back into that old mindset of balls to the wall or else it doesn't do any good. It's like, what? Those days are so, aren't you ready for those days to be over? You know they're not true. It's just what got into our public psyche or our social psyche. It's like, ugh. So the devil. We have the 2 of Cups. It's the card of alignment and like connecting. It's emotional balance, but it's through connecting with what you deeply desire. The Mother of Wands, which is the Queen of Wands. This is you having a belief in it's like self-confidence energy. It's like something about being seen. I don't know where that's going. And then the Ace of Swords is this divine clarity. So there's something, I wonder if the being seen part, because that's right at the heart, and I usually wouldn't read the Queen of Wands that way, but there's like, is there a self-limiting fear of being seen in some respect? Like, because there's the 2 of Cups, like deeply wanting to come into connection, but also something about being in the spotlight or being seen for like the real you. That's weird. That could also be the Strength card that came up a minute ago. It's like this, it's like there's a digging deep for the strength to show up as your full self. And it's like this 6 of Cups is about you doing the work of signaling to yourself by creating those little habits or these little routines in your life, something in your physical reality that helps heal that emotional, like, it's about perception. So this whole thing about being seen has something to do with, do you have some hang up about the perception of like, well, if I'm not doing something big that others can see, is it real? It's like, because the Six of Cups energy, the whole thing, what we're talking about birthing yourself, is done in those quiet moments. It's not in the spotlight. People will see the outcome of what you do, but they're not going to see those little daily habits necessarily. And why does that feel like, oh, then is it even worth it kind of energy? Because it almost feels like you're seeing that illusion for what it is, because the Ace of Swords is here saying, no, it's really about, like, this stuff is done in the quiet. If you have to give yourself a little pat on the back, do it. Like, look in the mirror and say, good job, you did it. Be your own cheerleader. This isn't about being showy. It's about showing up for yourself. So I'm going to end there. So it feels like there's something to do with, like, I bet there's a lot more here with desiring to come into connection, like alignment with this inner and outer, like the outer perceptions of how you show up in the world, because this whole birthing yourself is you becoming a different version of your, like, it's not like you're a different version of yourself, but it's like you're showing up a little bit differently in the world that's more in alignment with how you really want to be, how you really feel. The old thing that you're trying to detach from is like, well, I'm perceived as this person maybe who has it all together and does these big heroic efforts, or has a bigger routine that is like, I have to be an example for people. And it's like, if you feel like you have to be an example for people, that is like, no. That feels like a big ass no. This is like, with the Queen of Wands here, you are your source of strength. That Eight of Pentacles that came up is like, you know how you show up for yourself. That's your inner strength, showing up for yourself. It has nothing to do with anybody else. They're all off in their own world of mirrors and perceptions. Like, what goes on in your head, like you thinking about what they are thinking about you, that, like, it's not real. The devil is here. It's like, no, that's an illusion. You don't know what they're thinking. You don't know what they're thinking, and they don't know what you're thinking, and that's for no one to think about. Okay, so let's get a message from our new deck. They've been pre-shuffled. They've been used a few times. They've been like this. They're still a little sticky, but they're a good shuffler. Okay, let's do one more shuffle. This time we're going to do a proper shuffle. It feels so good. Oh, yeah. Get in there. I love a good shuffle. Okay, what message do you have for us? Happy Friday. To be fair, did you ever watch Letterkenny? Oh my God, if you're a Letterkenny fan, to be fair, to be fair, to be fair. So this is To Be Fair, number 38. Now you've got to go watch Letterkenny. It is ridiculous. I kind of fell off after a couple seasons because I got the gist of it, and then they tried to weave in more storylines that just didn't catch my attention. But watch the first couple of seasons. Okay, To Be Fair. Essential meanings: balance, justice, and need to consider options, mutual benefit, the law of cause and effect. The Oracle's message: life offers experiences that are challenging and experiences that are nourishing, yet over time they strike a balance. You move from being and stasis to doing, from discovering to loving to letting go to being again. I didn't put the right emphasis on the right parts of that. You move from being, from stasis to doing, from discovering to loving to letting go to being again. I still didn't do it right. Life is a pendulum swinging between all of these states. You will always oscillate back and forth between doing and being. We're talking about birthing into being. If you are not content with where you are at this moment, remember that all experiences have their place. Accept them without judgment, and you will see how the universe adjusts in perfect balance. You reap what you sow. For every cause, there is an effect. Wondrous things will be revealed now. There's a relationship message, if it resonates. Can you find a way to achieve fairness right now? This is a time for listening as well as speaking, for understanding as well as asking to be understood. There is much to be learned, and you will learn it if you remain open and objective, weighing options and considering all sides. Your heart wants to connect to others. That's that Two of Cups energy. So allow for a balanced exchange of ideas and actions. The best kind of relationship is one in which there is mutual benefit and each party feels heard, valued, respected. Be fair to all. The prosperity message. Now is the time for even exchanges, just like this Six of Cups. Justice will prevail and you'll be treated accordingly. In all of your affairs, you'll be able to negotiate fair settlements. Mutual gain is the gift to you and your partners and colleagues. This is also a good time to square your finances and take stock of how you're compensated for your work. This card signifies balance, justice, and negotiation, so remember that all things must be fairly recompensed. Keep this as your truth, and so it will be. And then there's a protection message. Injustice and inequity are part of life, but they do not have to define your experience. This is a time when you may observe an injustice righted and fairly redressed. Perhaps you come to the rescue of someone else or are called to answer for a personal slight. You will be amazed by the sense of power that surges through you when you stand up for yourself and others. This card also indicates a good time to advocate for others who are less fortunate. Choose your cause and commit to it because you can make a difference. One thing is for certain, if fairness is your intention, the situation will be resolved for the highest good of all concerned through acts of kindness, empathy, and courage. The Strength card came through. Now I'm seeing the Queen of Wands and the Ace of Swords and this Two of Cups in a slightly different light for those who resonate, or an enhanced light. She's like so bold and she has this deep confidence and belief in herself. And this Ace of Swords is like the sword of truth. So it's like all of that is coming through here. So with the Devil, if any part of that is holding you back from like getting in the jet stream, is there something that's calling you to stand up for what's right? Or are you way out in front trying to manage the perceptions of right and wrong? Like, because the Devil is here to like flip things on their head and like up is down, inside outside. Is there something where you feel like you're standing up for the right thing, but maybe there are so many roadblocks coming in that are signaling to you like, wait, these are preventing you from getting in the jet stream of this thing, like to seizing all the energies pointing in this successful direction. Is there some internal thing that has to do with perceptions and like taking it all on or being perceived a certain way that is getting in the way of like things taking their natural course to a successful outcome? Kindness, empathy, courage. Where can those be brought in to help harness the Knight of Swords, Eight of Wands? The Knight of Swords is also this energy right here. So the overall energy of the Eight of Wands is like universal supporting energies to seize opportunities. Knight of Swords is also like you off and running and going for it really fast. And then the challenge sometimes with that card is like, are you way out in front to where your horse is like, whoa, 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 I can't even go that fast. Why are you leaning way over me? We're going to tip over. It's like, you're riding me too fast. You're riding me too hard. Like, is there an energy like that happening right now? Because it's like something might be out of balance. Okay, so that's what today's message. I guess like there's a lot going on here with birthing yourself, the right dosage, the right amount of things to signal the essence of the thing. And that's going to allow you to like get in the jet stream. It's almost like any more than that would be out of balance. And then it's like you're throwing up roadblocks, like trying too hard kind of energy. So take that all together. All of that is here. Okay, have a wonderful weekend. And thank you again for being here. I really appreciate you. Bye-bye.